back on. All right, I'll go ahead and, I'll go ahead and get it started. So it's now 5:57. So we are back from our field trip regarding Johnny Appleseed's location at Old Orchard Park. So staff presented some options to the members of the committee for the placement of Johnny Appleseed. We did get some pictures as well. We'll make sure that we include the pictures in the area that we think we want to focus on. So for those who might be listening, again, the community feedback was for placement along West Granville Street so that it was more visible and interactive. The public could interact with it a little bit more. So those were the locations that we considered. We moved it down the hill a little bit from the mid-block crossing, and like I said, we'll add a picture or two to the package just so people can kind of again see where we're looking. So with that said, we'll give it a few days, think through it a little bit more, and if we're ready to proceed, we will go ahead and get that in place. And then the plan is to sort of rededicate Johnny. So we'll have an opportunity for people to be out there for the rededication and the location. But we will also have our service team clear out a little bit around the placement of it, place a few more new apple trees. And then we talked about we're working on signage for all of the city parks. And the suggestion is that for this particular park, it might make sense to place the signage down where Johnny Appleseed is proposed. So that's what we did.
Perfect.
Yep, very good. Thank you.
Recap. Okay, moving on to new business, we have Chains for Change. What is that?
Oh, that's the disc golf event. So this is a disc golf event
That the gentleman came.
Doing. Yeah.
Okay, so you may recall at our last Parks meeting, a young man came and told us about this event. Or was it at Parks or was it at events? It was at events. This is why it's sounding familiar to me, and you two are looking at me like I'm crazy. Okay, he did come in person to our events committee and told us about his event, and the permit then is on page 5 of your packet.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just basically one of our typical disc golf events. This was raising money for a home build in Mexico for a family that can't afford one.
Family in need, yeah.
Family in need, yeah.
Yes. Nonprofit, yes.
100% of the proceeds that he's taking in that day will go towards the building of this house in Mexico for a family in need.
Basically a fundraiser event, right? Yeah.
Yep, it's his first time doing it, so we walked him through it. He wasn't able to come tonight, but he did come to events.
Mm-hmm.
Fire, emergency services, and our services team have all cleared it. They said it looks great. He's still in contact with me, and he's like, I'll let you know if anything changes. And he even planned for a rain date, so
he's committed to cleaning up all the trash, taking care of the park, leaving it.
Okay, very good. So it's in front of the board because, it's more than 25 people. It's longer than 6 hours, I think is the standard. But more importantly, the disc golf park portion is, sort of dedicated for this purpose, for this use. And so the general public won't have access for that window of time. So, yep. So we don't need action unless there are any objections. No issues.
Seeing none, we will move on to the Trails GIS map. Is this you, Ms. Graziano?
We'll do the park update and then, so the GIS, let me just say, we put the GIS map last because we knew we were going to do the tour. And we thought if we ran out of time, we just sort of tee this up for the next meeting. And I still think we want to mostly talk about the trail map at the next meeting. But
skipped it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I skipped it. Monthly park update, please, Alyssa.
So for Evening Street, we didn't have any new updates. Freedom Park, the Corsa 10-year anniversary rocket launch was it past weekend?
it was the same weekend of the Sizzle.
Same weekend as Sizzle, and they had it was very successful. General Rosecrans, there is ongoing discussion regarding the field rentals for the local youth sports. J.R. Smith Park, the final plans are due in the beginning of October.
And I wanted to share an update that I received. The design consultant for Dantas provided a cost estimate for the J.R. Smith Park project. But one of the items that we asked them to consider was looking at underground detention storage under the parking area instead of having a dry basin. So essentially when it rains, it fills the dry basin, and that would be typically above ground storage. The cost to put underground parking storage is $1 million. So our recommendation is to go ahead and utilize the dry basin. I do feel the park area does receive water very well, and there will be drainage pipes in that area in order to help move the water along.
So the dry basin approach was what was presented conceptually earlier on, so.
Yes.
So it's consistent with the design that you've seen, the
Yeah.
conceptual design.
That still keeps us within the $3 million budget, right?
Good. That'll be good.
Then we didn't have anything for Old Church Park, Old Orchard, and we just had our field trip. The reservoirs, mowing around the inner banks has been delayed to help aid in the life cycle of the monarch butterflies since they're endangered. Sunbury Memorial Park, we had 3 burials this past month. And for Town Square, Sunbury Sizzle and Sounds, the debriefing will be tomorrow. It was a very successful event. There were no major issues. Labor Day Flea Market, they had a great turnout. All the vendor spaces were sold out, and they had a steady flow throughout the day.
Excellent.
Now the map. I apologize.
So the map is a work in progress. It hasn't been worked on in a while. It's we're trying to figure out GIS and where to go forward, but this is what we have, and it'll eventually be a public facing. So this is just kind of on the back burner what we are currently working with. But it'll be a lot more detail.
It was or is on the back burner?
It was. It's
Okay.
still like it's on. We're just
That's
working
what
through like
you-
GIS and stuff with different
Okay.
consultants.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
If you could keep us updated on that progress, I think our residents would really find this helpful.
Yeah, we're hopeful to get the updated information into GIS. There's just a different way that they were inputting the data into GIS that we wanted to get on the same page across the board, just with trails, with sanitary, underground utilities. So we stepped back from GIS, not just this project, but in general for a few months while we looked at different options to make sure we're collecting the data once and not having to go back and redo it.
Oh, I understand.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Looks like our next meeting will be October 1st. And it'll be at 5:30. Anything else from staff today? Thank you for the field trip. I think that was a lot easier to understand
Yeah.
seeing an 11-foot.
That was very, very good
Yeah,
post idea, yeah.
yeah,
And thanks for making the arrangements for me to get there.
yeah.
Yeah,
Anything
Yeah,
else
right.
from the committee?
nothing further.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Ghost,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.